Dan.
And my name is also Dan.
And welcome back to the Dan the Games Man podcast. And praise be, it is a happy day because the console wars are finally over. But we'll be talking about that more later in this episode. First things first, Dan, what have you been playing over the past fortnight?
I have not that.
As tempting as it may be with that new Simpsons season, do you know, I've come the closest I've ever been to playing Fortnite.
And I guess we'll be able to get some of the good skins now because of the Games Pass stuff. But
yeah.
No, so far I've not dabbled in Fortnite. But what I have been playing, as my phone decided to autocorrect to, and now I'm rolling with it, Redneck, the Battlefield BR, and that did also trigger me into buying Battlefield 6.
Yeah, so I started also playing Battlefield RedSec, which, if you did not know, is a free-to-play battle royale, very much essentially Warzone.
Effectively,
but
yes.
Battlefield, and that's better. Yeah, then I also bought the full game.
It was a gateway drug, effectively.
It's quite funny because when I first bought my PlayStation 4, it's because I went around my friends and played Battlefield 4, and then instantly bought a PS4.
Yep. Though I think I vaguely remember at launch it didn't really work. Like, it was fine, then they patched something and basically broke the game for a week.
Yeah, I'm actually very impressed because what's it been, about 2 or 3 weeks since Battlefield's dropped now?
Yeah.
And it feels fairly stable.
Yeah, like I'd say 90% of the time it's pretty smooth and behaves.
Yeah, I'd say it actually runs like a game. Like, yeah.
I've had very little in the way of shenanigans. I did get run over by a car and ended up going through the world, which is quite entertaining.
That's probably what would happen in that situation.
I think so.
How have you been getting on with RedSec?
Bit of a learning curve just because I've... Well,
Bit of a learning curve, which goes like that. I just call it a learning cliff.
Basically, yeah. There's like, here's the intro, and also now just get sparted off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. I'm getting to grips with it. I'm finding my niche a bit more. Strangely, I found the Gauntlet is quite a good mode.
I prefer Gauntlet because, yeah, I think they kind of recommend you cut your teeth on Gauntlet, which is squad of 4 versus squad of 4. Winner stays on. You go through to the next round, and you have an ultimate winning squad. I feel like because you get much more respawns in that, because obviously with RedSec, once you're down, unless your teammate, so you're either in teams of 2 or 4, aren't you? Yeah. Unless you get revived by your teammate or get a redeploy, which are the loudest things known to mankind.
Stealthy.
It's just like Siren Head.
Yeah.
Just screaming, so everyone knows exactly where you are when you set them off. But yeah, I think with Gauntlet, at least you get way more respawns because you essentially get it's a timed round rather than except some of them I think are one death.
Yeah, there's especially I don't know whether it is just the last round or whether it just shuffles it, but there is one that if you go
shuffles.
Yeah, because there's one that if you get a full squad wipe, that's it. That squad is done and they're automatically eliminated, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. There's like loads of things to think about with RedSec. Like, it's definitely worth... This is a little tip if you didn't know. If you down somebody, don't shoot them when they're down. Melee them, because it marks every other one of their squad mates on the map then, which is incredibly useful. And, yeah, it's one of those games I think I need to get more into RedSec, because basically since I got the full game, I was like, Conquest.
Yep.
It's just been mainly Conquest. And also, going to use the C word, I have been playing Casual Breakthrough. The other
I'm gonna have to beep something.
Yeah, so I've been playing Casual Breakthrough because, you know, I'm 40-something. I work 40-something hours a week. Sometimes some of the lobbies are quite sweaty.
Very sweaty.
And sometimes I just want to go on there. Like, to give you an idea, yesterday I racked up 46 kills in the tank, which was fairly satisfying because essentially with that, it's 50% real players, 50% bots.
Yeah. Who, a lot of the bots seem to be very interested on what the end of a barrel tastes
Bots like, what's this? Oh, it's a tank barrel. What did it do? Well, it killed you. And they stand there going,
Demonstration, please?
Yeah, the bots aren't intelligent.
No, and that works for me.
I think there's definitely some things that will be patched over time. Like, but I played the alpha and the beta of the game. It definitely feels a lot different to that. You can see it's changed a lot over time. Yeah, main thing they've changed from the alpha and the beta is the shotgun now doesn't have a 4-mile range.
Which is, yeah.
I think there were certain attachments you could put on a shotgun and it would literally turn into a sniper. Even though that's one of the things I'm most happy about this game is the snipers.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they are way more balanced, except for the rangefinder at the moment.
Rangefinder. I've not unlocked it, but I was looking through the attachments and was like, once I get that, ooh, spicy. Am I right in saying, basically, once you get that on, you don't have to figure out, sort of...
Yeah, it then has no bullet drop.
Yeah, you just go, oh, there they are. This is where I'm pointing. Tap the gadget, and then it just auto-adjusts effectively.
Yeah, but the thing is, with a sniper, as soon as you fire it, you are lit up to everyone.
Yes.
And I think it's just the classic Battlefield thing of, like, it's rock, paper, scissors, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're on the ground, you could get killed by a Jeep. Jeep gets killed by tank. Tank gets killed by helicopter. Helicopter gets killed by plane. At the moment, plane gets killed by small arms fire. Because it's the only thing I'd say at the minute, the helicopters are weak as paper thin, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can literally take out a helicopter with a machine gun. Which you probably could.
I imagine so.
But when you're playing like 128 player games, there's a lot of machine gun fire for a helicopter.
Yeah, you're busy trying to get a bead on a whirling angry seagull, effectively, and then some squad comes around the corner and goes, you.
But I think it's definitely got the Helldivers mentality of it's pure cinema all the time. Yep. Whatever happens, like I saw a really funny clip of somebody just trying to fly a helicopter who'd never flown one before, and they're just bouncing between buildings on this Manhattan map, and it's just collapsing everywhere. And it's obviously like they're having the worst day ever, but it's just hilarious just watching these buildings just caving in because it has the full Frostbite engine destruction back, and it's very good, isn't it?
Yeah, like I think there's even the destruction on there seems to be quite natural and dynamic in as much that there wasn't even anything actively going on when I was on a building last night trying to get a bead on someone, and then some damage that happened earlier, the building went, not feeling it right now, just went no. Just a bit of roof I was on collapsed, like, oh well, that was
I think I have couple of favourite moments from like the destruction so far. There's one where basically I was playing Red Sec with an entire squad. We were in a building and it just got hit by artillery, and the floors came down like that, so that each floor, and I was literally just dragging one of my squad mates down the stairs to each floor. Eventually got to the bottom where he got crushed, but I managed to get out of the building. Then another artillery, I was like, oh, what's that? It's, oh, it's an artillery shell. That was pretty cool. There's another one on Red Sec where we had, it was my squad one side of the road, like a parking garage, and these people the other side of the road in like another like multi-story building, and we were just pinging shots across each other. And in the middle of the road was a tank, because you can get tank drops in Red Sec, but if you get the tank, it's basically game over, isn't it? But no one would let anyone get to this tank.
Glorious.
And once again, the artillery shells came.
I do also really like that PTFO really is very on there. So play the flippin' objective.
Oh yes.
I was on with three-man squad last night, and we weren't managing to take a point, but we were causing so much havoc for this one team that they were getting both their tanks on it, and they were so distracted with Alpha that the rest of our team got all of the other points because we were just being such a little pain in the arse.
Yeah, you can really, really be annoying in that.
And I'm here for it. Spite is my main motivator.
What's your main class, would you say?
Well, usually it would be Assault, but I've actually found Support is now my go-to.
Okay, so I'm mainly Engineer because I both love and hate tanks. If there's a tank on the map, I will kill it. If there's a tank I can drive, I want to be it.
That is fair.
Yeah, I'm either very anti or very pro tank, depending if it's our tank.
Yeah. I have found though, if I'm getting pinned down by snipers, Assault is my go-to because I like that you can get a second primary. I just bust out with an assault rifle and a marksman rifle, like, I will take you all.
Yeah, I quite like oh, there's a sniper in that building. Simply remove the building. It's incredibly satisfying. But yeah, it's undoubtedly taken a lot of our time.
Yes.
And we will undoubtedly be streaming it very soon on YouTube, so you can see how we talk a big game, but probably suck.
Yes.
But yeah, anything else? Has that been? It's been quite consuming.
There, it's cooked my brain. I wrote down a list because I
That's
always
okay.
go.
I think I know one we might have both been playing, and we'll just mention it for the first time this episode, but not the last time. I jumped back into Vampire Survivors
Yes.
because we finally got the crossover we never knew we needed.
And what would that be, Dan?
Well, it's the Vampire Survivors Balatro crossover. Just two of the games that have taken the most of my time over the past year and a half, 2
the
years.
Addiction special.
Yeah, it's very good. It's a free add-on to the most value-packed game of all time. Vampire Survivors game. It's under £2. All the DLCs are like £1.50 or £2.
Yeah.
And there's a Balatro add-on which gives you new characters, powers, a new map. It has new card dynamics.
Fun.
Oh, it's changed the game again.
Excellent. And I can't remember if we mentioned this last episode or not, and I've not corroborated it anywhere since, but apparently there is even more Castlevania Vampire Survivors coming.
Yes, it's
Mental.
supposedly. I think it's supposedly they've laid out a roadmap of like 5 add-ons and extra bits, and then there's 2 more that are greyed out. So I think there's like at least 2 undisclosed pieces of DLC coming to it.
Fancy. And a standalone, which we'll get to later.
Yes, which we're very excited about.
Outer Worlds 2. That I've been playing.
Yes. See, that was my coin toss when I went to Battlefield. I was like, do I really want to buy Battlefield, which I bought on the day that the Outer Worlds 2 dropped on Games Pass, but everywhere I go, I am literally surrounded by Battlefield. Everyone I work with is talking about it. Every YouTube advert is it. Every waking moment I think about it. So yeah, I can't escape it. So I am very excited to jump into that, but I'll let you say about it.
Yeah, so I've only played the prologue mission so far, and I've been faffing around, sort of really trying to RP it more than usually just go, I'll pick these stats, but then I'll just do whatever.
Yeah.
So I've basically made Space Indiana Jones.
Perfect.
Which has already made unique bits in dialogue and options while faffing around in this mission. And I really do not remember the first Outer Worlds being as silly. This one is already like just tickling my funny bone in fun ways.
See, I think it was quite a humorous game. It definitely had more a Fallout New Vegas feel than Fallout 3, which is fairly obvious. But
yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's very fun. Yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans going on, and you get some nice little obvious sort of foreshadowing of how choice systems will work in the game just in that opening mission, with like 2 members of your squad being like, oh, but we could do this or we could do that, and like, and so far I've chosen a way that does not go well for the rest of the squad.
That's really surprising.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not really a spoiler because it's in like the first 40 minutes of the game. The obvious betrayal happens very quickly.
Obvious betrayal is obvious.
Yeah, it's like, this person seems a bit funny. Rest of my squad are going down very easily. This fancy agent, bad person. What a surprise.
So, yeah, definitely going to be carrying on with that one.
100%.
It's one I'm definitely going to jump into very, very shortly. I think the last thing I've been playing this week is just carrying on through Alan Wake 2.
Nice.
I'm falling off it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the sections, slight spoiler, where you play as Alan Wake, are a little bit drawn out.
Okay.
I feel like it's very much drawing the mystery on longer than it probably needs to. I feel like it needs to pay off a bit. And there's a couple of bits later on where you do go backwards and forwards quite a lot. Maybe I'm just being impatient with it at the moment. I'm going to try and keep going through it, but it's just like, it seems to be kind of adding more to the mystery rather than kind of unraveling anything.
Okay.
And sometimes I do think it's trying to be weird for the sake of it.
And am I right in saying that it's the character and the vibe is very kind of Stephen King inspired?
Very Stephen King, very kind of X-Files, very Twin Peaks.
Yeah, that kind of tracks then to me, because like anytime I've tried to read Stephen King, it's been like, can you get the hell on with it, please?
Yeah, you can basically tell exactly what's going to happen, but it's like going, oh, and it's like, yeah, we all know what's going to probably happen, but let's just kind of let it. I feel like the pacing's not fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm probably up to about the halfway point, but it feels like I'm about a quarter of the way into the story.
Yeah. It's just giving you lots of fluff.
Yeah, and some of the puzzles are a bit just not very artistic. Yeah, obtuse, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, just kind of annoyingly annoying.
Yep. Stuff where you can't like intuit it out. It's just like, okay, what is going on here? Why do I have to rub this sandwich on a cat.
It's got like some of the kind of the Silent Hill. It really reminds me of some of the Silent Hill puzzles that are like, why?
Well, you won't do this.
Yeah, but still enjoying it. We'll probably still carry it on.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think Battlefield was the all-consuming force.
Yes, I have been playing more Ball X Pit, which is fun, and I don't know if I can get away with the other colloquialism.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
not
fair.
on this one. You'll have to wait for the X-Rated podcast coming soon to our Discord. Little tiny plug there. More information. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc.
Google Plus.
I think the last thing I have been playing is, I'll just say it every week, I've been still playing Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
I'm glad I'm sat down.
Nearly up to 48 hours.
Yeah, boy.
So yeah, 2 days of the year I've played that game. Kind of no regrets. Kind of sometimes I sit there and think, this is just the same. I go, do you know what? It's my coffee morning game. Battlefield too extreme at like first thing in the morning with a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
You don't have time to like reach and drink or anything during Battlefield except for that respawn, but then you're like
Yeah.
and you also like that trying to hit the button. It's like you got a timer, it's like no. Yeah, so somehow Deep Rock Galactic I find more relaxing in the morning.
Oh, that's fair.
But like I actually forgot, going back to Vampire Survivors, how extreme it is.
It can get very hectic.
Because my wife was sitting next to me playing it and she was like, what is going on? What even are you on there? And I was like, well, it's obvious, you know, there's snakes and vases and, you know, there's crosses flying around and then there's a giant... She's like, why is the screen filled with crabs? I was like, well, that's a boss wave. It's like fairly obvious. She's like, what are you even meant to be doing? It's like...
Making less crabs.
Exactly. It's one of those games, if you haven't played it, please go... Well, if you're listening to this podcast and haven't played it, you haven't been listening correctly.
I feel like Ponk will need to give us some sort of partnership or sponsor at this point.
Should we just jump into the obvious news from there then?
Yes.
So we're going to jump further into the ID Xbox showcase, which was an indie game showcase over the past 2 weeks. But soon as... I don't think it was actually announced there. It might have been. But the crossover, once again, we didn't know we needed. But, oh, praise the gaming gods. It exists. Warhammer Survivors. Taking two of our favourite things in the world, Warhammer, Vampire Survivors,
Bosh.
put it together
For the
goodbye
Emperor.
time.
It's... Oh my god, I think it is actually in the same engine of Vampire Survivors.
It's a cross-collaboration from the people who made Vampire Survivors and Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun.
Nice.
So I think basically because licensing is why it's not just an add-on to Vampire Survivors, because let's not beat around the bush, it's Vampire Survivors with a Warhammer skin.
Yeah. It's standalone.
But it's also the Warhammer Old World universe and the Warhammer 40k universe.
Yeah, so you can have your big clanky Space Marine 40k Grimdark, and you can have your Magic Fantasy spell slinging boys.
Yes, you get like
Amazing.
the best of both.
Very fun. I'm interested to see if that will then also get updates mixing in other stuff, like if you can be like, what was it, Malleus Caldio or whatever, just punching Dracula in the head.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting if they did just do a full crossover. Like, I feel like it will be quite a separate game, which I'm totally here for, because then basically you can have... it'd be interesting to see if they kind of do good versus evil. So like you're a Space Marine or an Eldar or an Imperial... I know there's Imperial Guard. So they haven't shown many of the main playable characters.
No, not too
But
many
it
yet.
seems like a lot of the enemies are like Tyranids. I think Tyranids are one of the main ones I've kind of seen in the trailer.
Which makes sense if you're being surrounded from all sides.
Yeah, I think you could have some really good orcs as well. Probably the
yeah.
undead would be, like, going back to Warhammer would be like Skaven, the undead, probably vampires. Might actually be a Vampire Survivors game with vampires in it.
That would be very good.
Castlevania notwithstanding.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, incredibly excited.
Very hyped for that.
one. Yeah, that's my most anticipated game of 2026, and that's crazy. It'll probably be like a 5. I hope it is like... Actually, I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah. I mean, and one would imagine, like, I know there's going to be a lot more going on under the hood, as it were, but it shouldn't take too long to come out.
No. So that was, in our minds, the biggest news of the week, but probably the biggest news of the past week or so, and the reason for the topic of our podcast this time, the console wars being over, is because Halo is coming to PlayStation.
And boy howdy, it's coming with a brass band and a banner.
I was like, so they had the annual Halo Fest. I don't know what it's called.
No, I was going to try and come up with something
I
fun.
think they had the Halo. I think they had the Halo Con. I don't know. They had like the World Championships of Halo.
Halo, is it me you're looking for?
That's a good one.
There we go.
And yes, they had the World Championships. Then they announced pretty much nothing. And then right at the end, they announced Halo Campaign Evolved, which is a full remake of the first Halo game campaign. And I think that's the important thing to say. I think it is just campaign, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
So I kind of thought they might have gone with, we're just going to port the Master Chief Collection over to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Do a Gears of War, a Forza, and just give them like a little taste.
Yeah, same thing. Bit polished from the original, but where?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know, it's coming out on Xbox and PC as well.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think it's like the final bastion of like Xbox exclusivity going over to the competition.
Yeah.
But oh boy.
It looked good.
I'm like, I don't need to play another version of Halo 25 years later. And it's like, yeah, looks good.
Yeah, I think I remember we were at work when you saw that, and like you said similar. It's like, do I need to? And then like 20 minutes later, you had side-by-side comparisons. Like, ooh.
Because it's like, when you are playing the Master Chief Collection, obviously you can press one button to go from OG Xbox graphics up to Xbox One graphics. Or Xbox Series X now, because they keep updating the graphics, and they keep doing 4K graphics.
Yeah,
I can't,
like HDR stuff.
graphics and stuff. Yeah, but this looks like a whole different beast.
It's mental.
It
It's
looks
definitely
very good.
like a remake and an upscale rather than just like a bit of a reskin.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can see there's new character models. They said they're going to improve some of the AI. I think there's a lot of basic, they're adding a sprint button.
It didn't have a sprint.
It didn't have a sprint button. Master Chief just moved at a speed, which is, but I don't. It's, if you are a gamer and haven't played the original Halo,
what you do.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah,
have a word.
Absolutely incredible. I hope we can get another Halo game at some point. I actually liked Halo Infinite.
That one I've not played.
I thought it was all right.
Is that? That's not 5, is it? 5 is just 5. I can't remember.
Yeah, Halo 5 was Halo 5 Guardians. Halo 4 can get in the bin.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Halo 4.
Yep.
Really hate it. So yeah, very excited for that. But there's a lot more news. How much news have you got?
I've got lots of little bits of unrelated things. Most of them have a bit of an overarching theme. So if you have more stuff from the Xbox gubbins, feel free.
Well, what I'll do then, before we get on to, because I have the entire ID Xbox showcase, which I watched the 60-minute show, and I've made some notes on the games I'm most excited for. There was a lot of games. But first, we're going to talk about quite a lot of Pokemon stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, first things first, Pokemon TCGP has added Mega Evolutions, which is very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Also, still playing, have basically played Neon since day one, which is quite interesting considering there's now also an event where you can get some of the promo cards from the first season.
Nice.
Which, have you seen that?
Not yet, no.
It's well worth jumping in, because some of those cards are hard to get. Well, I think it's your last chance ever to grab those cards. Phobo. So that's very exciting. So that's been updated. That's very good. The new Pokemon game, XY?
ZA?
Don't know. Not the hype I have for that game is non-existent. But it's sold 5.8 million copies since launch in its first 2 weeks, making it the 5th best-selling Pokemon launch of all time.
Yeah. Well, I suppose at this stage, if you've locked into buying a Switch 2, you're going to snap up every new bit of IP to make it worth it.
But you're probably asking, Dan, what are the top 4?
That's a very good point.
So, 5.8 million for Pokemon A, B, C, D, F, G. Then Brilliant Diamond and Pearl sold 6 million, so just pipped it to the post. Sword and Shield also sold 6 million.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number 2, we have Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Arceus, however you want to pronounce it. I think the best Pokemon game of the past decade, hands down. And then somehow the best-selling Pokemon launch of all time.
Oh.
There's not even a Game Boy game in the top 5.
Let's go Pikachu.
No.
Fudge.
Pokemon Scarlet.
Qua?
Yeah, Pokemon Scarlet on the Switch. So it goes to show the power of the Nintendo Switch.
Fair.
Because it's just a behemoth. You wouldn't think there's that many people buying Switches.
Oh.
Which leads me on to this next crazy bit of news. Nintendo have sold 10.36 million Nintendo Switches within its first 6 months. Which is more than the PS5 or the Switch did in their first 6 months.
Mental.
So it's pretty much the first 6 months the best-selling console of all time.
I think one of the things that made it like gate-kept also probably helped boost that, in as much as the pre-orders at first, you could only get them if you had like an active Nintendo.
Yeah,
Online
I think that's one of the differences. It's been one of the most successful launches for consumers ever.
And I think that probably helped tied in, because if you're
It's
already
crazy.
playing and you're on board, you're like, ooh, I can be part of this
It's
exclusive
crazy.
club a bit more.
If you actually make enough consoles, people will buy them.
What?
Listen, that's right, Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. If you actually make stuff, people can buy it.
That doesn't sound right. You must be
Yeah, so I guess
correlation
that's...
and causality.
But yeah, final thing, sticking with Pokemon, we've kind of covered this many times over the past few months, the constant battle between good and evil of Pokemon versus Power World. Read into that how you want. So obviously Pokemon tried to patent capturing things and using them as a third person in a battle. That patent has been denied in Japan and America. They are arguing it.
I think rightly so.
I think that's a good thing for game creators everywhere.
Yeah. So I think we said before, I mean, that would also cover things like Dragon's Dogma, which is not anything like Pokemon. But...
Yeah, I think it's just, I think it's ridiculous, and I'm glad it's been thrown out.
Yeah, I'm happy it's been squashed. Even though Power World is such a blatant rip-off.
Oh, yeah.
I still enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely blatant.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
But yeah, back to you.
So this one is one of the biggest stories I've found. If it is true, it's mainly speculation at the minute, but it's coming from a lot of sources.
Speculative.
And it is about a potential delay. Would you like to guess for what game it could be?
It's Grand Theft Auto, isn't it?
It's Grand Theft Auto 6!
Yeah. Why will you not just let me book my annual leave?
I know, right? So it got pushed back, and now it's May 26th. But now, because I think there's at least 3 different studios, I think like London, Bangalore, and somewhere else, and there's been mismatching reports coming from it that they're potentially struggling to meet that date. So far, they're still aiming for it. The website has been updated, and it's still saying 26th of May. But a lot of different sources are saying they're hearing from within Rockstar that there's maybe a bit of a wobble coming.
I think it's one of those things, they can't afford to do a Cyberpunk and launch it just to please people and it not do well, because I think it could literally Atari the entire gaming industry. If the most expensive game of all time comes out and tanks, it could genuinely destroy the entire industry.
Yeah, we're going to just have somewhere in New Mexico filled with copies of GTA 6.
Yeah, so, yeah, take your time, Rockstar, on that one.
Yeah, if it has to be like next September, but it works.
Yeah, but just tell us when. Give us like at least 4 weeks notice for annual leave purposes.
Exactly. I mean, if you can make sure you lock in by at least 1st of January, that's when our thing resets and we'll be there.
We'll be there.
If you promise, we'll promise. Potential Resident Evil leak.
Ooh.
So pre-order bonuses have gone up for Requiem.
Yes.
And in amongst these were listings of the different costumes you can get and skins, and one of them was for Leon S. Kennedy.
Oh, well, it's the most obvious thing that everyone saw coming. I don't know why they're trying to hide the fact that Leon's in it as the second playable character. Everyone's kind of presumed it.
It is the worst kept secret in gaming recently.
I'm a little bit mardy about the whole pre-order of Resident Evil Requiem. I think the additions are kind of BS. I think its standard is 69, and then Lenticular is 79, and then Steelbook is 89. I think they have digital exclusives, which can just get in the bin.
Which is nothing.
I think the edition I was most tempted by was the Switch 2 edition, because we're all going to buy a Switch 2 eventually, which was Resident Evil 7, 8, and 9.
Very fun.
Which they were all in like a really nice book with individual sleeves for each game.
That's cool.
But the problem was they're the stupid cards for the Switch 2, which are like game passes rather than actual games. You just put them in a console and like, you can download it. Which is nothing.
Very, very against that practice.
So it's like, this is a really nice physical edition of a digital game. Stupid.
It's like sending you, like you order a book and it arrives and it's actually just a hollowed out book with a Kindle in it.
Yeah, or it's just a book with like 500 blank pages and a QR code.
Yeah, effectively. It's annoying. On top of other unpleasant business practices, we're back to EA off our Battlefield praising to a little bit of less praising. And apparently EA have been pushing devs to use AI in their daily tasks, including making concept art and the actual coding of games.
I'm even more against AI again now, because I rewatched Terminator last night.
That's fair. I think that's a good cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, with how AI sometimes goes at the minute, I think we've got a while before we've got to be worried.
Yeah.
You can intentionally put in incorrect things in a question and it'll just go, sure, that's fine. And just insert things that don't make any sense.
Not its strong point.
That is actually kind of the theme of the news I have today, and a lot of the other bits I have are AI based.
Perfect.
Back onto devs we've previously been pleasant about this episode. Obsidian, they've done an oops. They used an LLM, so learning language model, for their customer service. And people that have emailed them, the AI has written back to them and redirected them to Obsidian, the note-taking app. Nothing to do with the publisher or game developers.
The thing is, though, it's a cautionary tale, because you're like, oh no, AI is destroying the world, but it's inept.
It's very silly.
It's just terrible.
Basically, it is trying to take over the world, but what it is from a managerial position. It's not really certain on how to do it, and it bungles it on most places.
Oh dear.
In fighting back on that, though, however, AI Slop has had a bit more pushback. Companies like Bandai Namco and other Japanese devs are actually sort of joining, I think it's CODA, I can't remember what that's called, but what it stands for even, a sort of coalition for stopping copyright infringement and things like that. And they've actually requested that their works stop being used as learning materials for things like Sora 2.
Yes, because I think you have to sign something now to say you don't want your intellectual property stolen.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Who knew? I mean...
You have to tell people, please don't steal my stuff.
Don't take our things. Like, do not take our rating of ceramic chickens. That's ours.
Yeah. Don't, take the audio from this and turn it into something else.
Don't use the likeness of Dr. Martin Luther King in a WWE video you've made in Sora 2. As funny as it is.
That's the only thing I do find funny.
It's quite funny.
Not the Martin Luther King one, just the wrestling ones in funny.
They're hilarious.
The wrestling Sora ones are really good. Like the Hulk Hogan at Greg's one. Incredible.
I think I saw CM Punk getting absolutely taken out by Stephen Hawking, which I didn't see coming.
Yeah, I saw that one as well. That's a good use of AI. Not everyday life, just everyday stupidity.
Just silly things, like to break up the doom scrolling with just absolute shenanigans that are nonsensical.
Yeah.
My current favourite one of the AI slop is chiropractic videos, where they just
quite good.
absolutely body someone through a wall.
Some good Roman Reigns ones of those.
But yeah, there's just an increasing trend now. I think kind of moving it back to video games. Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter, has been like, please stop sending me videos of my dead father.
Yeah, that's just grim.
That's very strange.
Have a word, I think she was literally have a word, people.
Yeah, because whether it's coming from a good place or not, it's weird and...
It's very Black Mirror.
It's creepy as all hell. And
bringing people back from the dead using AI is weird.
Yeah, imagine in her world, getting a video from her deceased dad going on about skiddy toilets.
I should laugh.
It's not what...
But it's literally what it is.
It's not what he would like. I assume. But yeah, AI doing weird things. Pursuant to that, little bit of AI. Have you heard what has made a bit of a splash in online sales, in as much that Sony have been offering refunds?
No.
So Sony do not have a refund policy on the store.
No.
It's only ever been for certain circumstances like Cyberpunk and Mind's Eye.
And Concord.
Oh God. We
The
don't talk about Concord.
The biggest success story of 2025.
The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
Oh yes, I did see this.
So I think people that have been wanting to enjoy the game but didn't play it originally, especially in the arcade cabinets, not knowing about the AI being able to preempt your inputs and read what you were doing. You can't turn that off. It's been such a faithful remaster, basically it's made it unplayable.
Which is so tough it's unfathomable.
So tough it's unfathomable, as well as problems like input lag as well. So take input lag versus it being able to read what you're doing and counter everything. People are like...
That's a real shame, because that looked like a really good collection.
Yeah, I was hyped for that. Like, I'm terrible at fighting games, but I grew up playing Mortal Kombat on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the Mega Drive is my jam.
Mm-hmm. So it's been, they've actually been giving refunds on it.
Not sponsored.
No.
Yet. Available. We'll sell Soul for Monster.
And also this Call of Duty Black Ops 7 branded monster.
Which is coming. I don't even know what call it is. It 7's coming?
Yes.
Because I still think there's cans in the wild for Black Ops 6.
I would not be surprised.
But
14th of November.
Any more distressing dystopian news?
That is all of my horrendous news.
Perfect. Let's move on to something slightly less horrific, and that was the ID Xbox showcase of indie games.
Whoop whoop.
Even though some of the I should I'll try and be nice. So first game, there's some very much Dan games in this, especially for you. So the first one was, I don't know if I pronounced this right, is Agni Village of Calamity.
I'm on board already with that title.
So it looks like, I think it's Korean, I could be wrong. It looks like a Korean horror game, but it has a real Claire Obscure vibe to it and an epic soundtrack.
Nice.
So it's a third person horror. It looks very Silent Hill, it seemed to be a theme of this indie showcase was the horrifically grim monsters. We've got the classic dummies that move in weird ways.
No.
But a new horror, which we never knew we needed, a monster which its face is in its crotch. Yeah, looks pretty messed up. Looks very good. Looks very much up. Looks like Silent Hill F mixed with Dead Space.
Also, my filter is having a kick in so hard right now.
Gonna carry on. It's literally a face. I think I actually have a screenshot on here. Just try and hold.
Oh no. I mean, it sounds funny, but I bet it's actually...
It looks like
repugnant as all hell.
I think you can see that. If you're watching the video version, you can see it. It looks like that.
Oh, what in the Ed Gein?
That was really good. Apologies to the audio listeners. Dan's face says it all. Then we went on to more good horror. Darkwoods 2.
Ooh.
Have you played Darkwoods? Darkwood.
I think I've got it in my library. I've not played it yet, but that one looks very folk.
There's a lot of sequels here, and that was one that I think I'm quite up for.
Mm-hmm.
Then it started off because it was around Halloween. So the third game was a game called Don't Fret.
I always fret. Bad advice.
Which I thought was going to be like the successor to Bioshock Infinite, because it has that real feel to it. It looks like it's kind of puppet. It looks like a puppet-based Bioshock horror. Again, creepy mannequins. You're being hunted. Looks really, really good. Sounds like it's got some really good music. It's like the song in the background is like Don't Fret. Definitely one to check out. Looks really cool. Then we kind of moved on to a game called Ungodly.
Okay.
Which looks like a cool third-person action RPG, but it felt like a real old school, like half looking down kind of Fallout-inspired RPG. Very much like early 2000s Baldur's Gate PC RPG. Nice. Looked really cool. And then kind of a lot of these are quite short trailers, so there's a lot I'm kind of guessing. Something like that is a game called Aphelion or Aphelion. So basically you crash on an alien planet and basically you have to survive. It looks like that was one of the games that I think stood out graphically. That looks very good. It looks like a really good action game. It looks kind of like Uncharted on an alien planet, but you're being chased by like some kind of weird electric alien. Looked really good. And then back to fighting games, they showed more of Invincible Versus.
Nice.
Which looks really good. And also there is a closed alpha coming the end of this month, which you can sign up for now. So go and just search that online. They're doing a closed alpha for that, which I think will be interesting because, like you said earlier, I also suck at fighting games.
But they are fun.
Yeah, so they are fun. That looks really, really good. They showed some more characters. They showed Monster Girl and Robot.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks really good. I think I'd definitely play as Battle Cat, though.
How could you not?
So that's shaping up to be really good. I think there's a couple of really good fighting games coming out, even though, like I said, I suck at them. Then, I feel like this could be our new addiction.
Uh-oh.
A game called Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road. So essentially, it's a tower defense game with a moving castle battle station. So it looks like you basically add more and more turrets and upgrade as you go. And it looks like you're driving down like a road and monsters are coming from every direction. It looks like tower defense meets Vampire Survivors meets everything we like. I'm presuming it's a roguelike.
That sounds fun.
It looks really good.
Sounds like being kind of stuck in traffic in Milton Keynes.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. And then I think the game you're going to be most excited for is a new game coming up called Routine. So I thought this was... It looks like a found body cam game.
Hello.
Like, it looks kind of like it's got that kind of photorealistic, but it has a VHS. So nice. I think it's all done through a VHS camcorder.
Cool.
It's a first-person horror game. It looks like you maybe have to capture ghosts, or you can only see ghosts using your camcorder. Oh. But it looks like a found footage body cam filmed through the camcorder. It is coming today. Games Pass day 1 on December 4th, and it looks terrifying.
That'll be my nightmare before Christmas. Excellent.
Yeah. And then there was other games. So I'm just going on about the ones that I think looked interesting. It's well worth watching a full hour. Next game called Egging On.
Egg.
Which basically looks like I am bread, but I am egg. And
excellent.
I can't tell from the trailer if the birds really like the egg or really hate the egg. But yeah, it's essentially, obviously with the bread, I think if you fell on the floor, it was like, bread spoil. If you're an egg, egg break.
Egg group. I wonder if you can then like squidge along. It's just like...
It showed it like falling onto a frying pan, like cooking. I could see that could be really annoying.
Yes.
So like the penultimate game, a game I think which has been out on Steam for quite a long while, TCG Card Shop Simulator.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought had like official... I think people may have modded in official Pokemon cards on Steam. Oh. But they're obviously like meant to be Pokemon cards. So you can basically... Have you seen it before?
Yes.
So you can basically like buy packs of cards, you decide to ever sell them, or you could buy booster boxes, split them or sell them as a pack, or you can open them all up, get cards graded, sell them off. But I mean, the thing that stood out for me is being somebody who's been to shops where they play Magic or board games. If you walk around a shop in the game, there could be smelly people, and as the shop owner, you can spray them with spray to make them non-smelly. Which, that's a level of realism I didn't know I needed. That's coming early 2026. And the game they closed the whole show out for with a really long, like 15-minute video. I only kind of skimmed it because I didn't want to see too many spoilers. Was Mouse PI for Hire.
Oh, that looks so cool.
It looks so cool. So basically, it's an amazing looking 3D first-person shooter, but with 2D characters inspired by like 1930s animation. So it looks like Steamboat Willie meets Grand Theft Auto or Doom. But the developers were saying how all the enemies are 2Ds. They have to kind of move around a map like them in a 2D plane. Very much like kind of you'd imagine a South Park game should be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks really, really good. It's like you can like blow people's heads and arms and legs off. It looks really, really good. It is a pretty long 15-minute kind of segment at the end, but definitely one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I remember when that was sort of teased and announced a while back, seeing it, thinking, this is okay, yeah, I could go for that.
I think the graphics of it really set it apart from anything else. It looks like really...
Yeah, it's got a little bit of that old sort of flicker to the animation as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's a flip book.
But yeah, some really good indie games coming. A pretty good majority of them are coming to Xbox Games Pass Day 1. So hopefully, because I'm on the fence as to whether my Xbox Games Pass runs out at the end of this year. At the minute, I'm on the fence whether to stay or should I go. But we'll find out. But before we get into our memories of the console wars, it's been a long battle. Yes. We're going to go into a Reddit story which my wife found recently.
The Reddit. Excellent.
And this is another classic Tfue. So today I fudged up by confiscating my son's Game Boy and hiding it for 18 years. So the console wars have been long and bloody, and this sounds like it could be a long and bloody story.
I feel like this Game Boy is going to be like that one dude in Japan that didn't know World War II was over.
Yeah, so... It reads, my son was not doing his homework, so I confiscated his Game Boy Advance. I told him we'd get it back next week. Well, he's a pretty clever dude and knew all my hiding places, so I put it somewhere he would never look. Except I suffered a TBI a few years earlier and forgot stuff, so when he did his homework and asked for it back after a week, I could not find it. I looked everywhere. Obviously, not everywhere. Then we moved house and still didn't find it. So it goes into the 18 years later. They have put it to be read like that. I was donating some coats I had not worn in a long time, and in the pocket of a Viennese trench coat from the 1930s, I found it, his Game Boy Advance, and turned it on, and it worked. Pokemon appeared.
Excellent.
I put fresh batteries into it and handed it to my 28-year-old son, who proceeded to laugh for a good 5 minutes, then played it for a few hours, then proceeded to tell my wife and other adult children how silly I was.
I wonder if at the time they bought them another one to be like, whoopsie, I lost your thing.
Oh, I presume like... Oh, one of the top comments. I can't believe the Game Boy Advance is 18 years old. Oh.
My bones. My precious antique bones.
They turned to dust. Speaking of, so as we said at the start of this episode, the console wars are essentially over.
Yeah.
But me and Dan, being the decrepit old souls we are, have been in the console wars since the very beginning. We're going to take it all the way back to the start of what I think was the mainstream console wars, Sega versus Nintendo.
Sega.
Because the early days of the console wars were pretty vicious.
Yes.
We're not going to go back as far as Atari, ColecoVision, all of that, because we ain't that old.
No.
But basically, I think the console wars really started to kind of smoulder around the time of the Master System and the NES.
Yeah.
Were you a part of the war then?
I enlisted slightly later. I went in 16-bit era.
Okay. So I did get a Master System back in the day for Christmas, which I think we spoke about on here before.
Mm-hmm.
If not, we will have a Christmas edition of the podcast coming in the future where we'll talk about all our Christmas gaming memories. And yeah, I think very much in the playground there, which is where the majority of the battles of the console war were fought. I was kind of a little bit behind. I had a Master System when most people had a Mega Drive. So, and I've spoken on my YouTube channel before, Danny Gazeman, that no one I really knew growing up had an NES. Only one person I really knew had an NES, which is one of the main reasons I really started collecting hardcore for the NES this year with the 40th anniversary of the console. So yeah, I think the console wars probably didn't really start hardcore until the Mega Drive. This is where it gets a bit muddled for me with the 16-bit era, because you also, of course, had the Game Boy and the Game Gear.
That's very true.
Because did you have either of those?
I never had the OG Game Boy. I got a Game Boy Color, and I did know someone that had a Game Gear. But it was kind of like a separate theatre of war, really. Wasn't
Yeah, so I had a Game Boy from very early. It was actually the first ever proper gaming device I owned. And I got it with Mario and Yoshi and Tetris. That was the original Game Boy. And that must have been the very early 90s, so possibly just before the Mega Drive. And I remember going on a school trip, and I don't know if I took my Game Boy, because I think it's one of those precious things, but somebody bought a Game Gear.
Yeah.
And like the battery pack, which was like that big. And I think we were playing it like in a dormitory. It wasn't like a boarding school over if we went and stayed in the youth hostel on a school trip. And not that posh. Remotely. And yeah, I just remember like seeing the Game Gear and I was like, whoa, like full colour.
Yes.
On a screen.
Mental at the time.
And I feel like that's where the first major salvo started to be fired of the console war, as you had like the infamous Game Gear advert. Do you know the one I mean?
It rings a bell.
It's where the guy's playing an actual Nintendo Game Boy in a Sega advert, and he like hits himself over the head. This is genuine. This is not some kind of weird fever dream. He hits himself over the head with a squirrel, so he can see colours when playing the Game Boy. Then it cuts like somebody playing the Game Gear, like because all the Sega adverts of the 90s were just extreme, weren't they?
They were
Sega!
bombastic.
And yeah, it was just, everything was bombastic and mad and crazy for like the Sega adverts in the 90s. And they were just always like, the entire thing was Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yep. Genesis does.
Genesis. I think we've sang that many podcasts before, but yeah, so it was very much like, yeah, so I was blown away by the Game Gear. Never had one back in the day. Still don't own one now because they don't really have the longevity of the Game Boy. As we saw, that person's Game Boy worked after 18 years. I don't know a lot of Game Gears that surpassed 18 months.
And to be fair, you'd be hard-pressed to lose one of them because of the size. And if you put it in a coat pocket, I think the coat would rip.
Yeah, I think it'd rip through and fall on the ground and just keep going. I think it would break the ground.
I think part of the sort of core of the earth now is just melted.
Melted Game Gears.
Yeah.
The world just rotates around Game Gears. So yeah, so moving on to the 16-bit. So we had the Mega Drive, or Sega Genesis for our American cousins, and the SNES.
Yes. I was Mega Drive. That was my side in this particular war. I think we've touched on it before. Sort of in the early days, Nintendo didn't have much of a foothold in Europe.
No,
really.
I only knew my cousin had a SNES, and I played. So it was all cousins that had the 16-bit. One of my cousins had the SNES. I mean, the only thing I ever played on it was Super Mario World. Didn't like it at the time, and Donkey Kong Country,
Nice.
Which I did not gel with because I didn't really like platformers back then because I suck at them, still kind of do.
I got to a point where I was good at them, and now if I go back to side-scrolling, I'm like, what? Where's my third dimension? I get very confused.
My other cousin had the Mega Drive. I'd go around there, play Sonic. My favourite game to play was definitely Jungle Strike.
Yes.
Which I know, ironically, was on the SNES as well. But Jungle Strike, Desert Strike, Nuclear Strike, Micro Machines.
Yes. Classic.
Oh. Yeah, my family had a lot of cousins and who had Mega Drives. I had a lot of friends who had Mega Drives. Like all of my key memories of the 16-bit era are playing Mega Drive games, like playing NBA Jam, Toe Jam and Earl. Ren and Stimpy was a game I really liked. Really solid 2-player side scroller. And yeah, I know you had a pretty healthy Mega Drive collection, just to bring back that.
If you need to know more on this, check basically every other episode because it comes up at least twice.
Basically, Dan had the perfect Mega Drive collection and sold it for some magic beans.
Effectively, I had some of the ones that go for ridiculous amounts of money now, and I just job lotted them at a car boot because I'm an idiot. Hindsight 2020, and apparently I also poked out my eyes. So
yeah, it happens to the best of us. That's how all of this started. I sold my Master System, and then I had FOMO, and then
started up again.
And then it went wrong. No, it went right. Depending. It was a real diverging point.
Yeah. I think along, like you said, with the ad campaigns, a lot of people really consider that generation where it did heat up. And I think as well as that, you had Mario and Sonic really being sort of figureheads for it.
Yeah.
And as far as I can recall, was when you really started to get differentiation between versions of games as well across things. Like if you look at the Power Rangers movie game.
Yeah.
Completely different across systems.
Yeah, the Jurassic Park games were completely different.
Very true, yeah.
Many other games had subtle differences or ran slightly better on different consoles. You know, Sega was constantly saying, this is 16 bits of power, because that's what everything was measured in at that point. It was bits. And then you kind of had the Sega Mega CD, which was like, who needs cartridges? Now we have CDs. Or the 32X, which was double the power.
So many X's.
You know, that's how you knew it was extreme. Because this was the 90s of extreme, and everything was like... And then you got like kind of Star Fox and games like that, which had the Mega FX chip in.
Yes.
So you can make it even more extreme.
Yeah. Was Mode 7, was that a thing that kicked in earlier? The sort of weird parallax scrolling kind of gubbins that gave more 3D effects. I think it might have been earlier.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's the same kind of technology. Like I know certain cartridges are different shapes and stuff like that. I'm not perfectly like... I'm not well taught on the history of cartridges, but I know like it was basically an arms race.
Yeah. And I think probably as well, like now we get more into the weeds of things, but back then it was just like, haha, thingo blip blip. So
it was like, this has more power. It's like, that had more power.
It got blast processing. What's that? Doesn't mean a thing, but it sounds
16 bits of power. It's like everyone was power or bits or more.
Yep.
Which then...
The power glove.
The power glove. I'd love to have a power glove. Warm. Absolutely awful, but...
Delivered by Paul Rudd.
Oh, what a treat. But then we kind of moved on to where things got slightly more interesting. So you moved on to the N64, which obviously has way more powers. And, God, that's where my brain goes a bit funny. The Sega Saturn.
The Saturn, yeah. And that's when PlayStation threw its hat in the ring.
So PlayStation fell out with Nintendo and decided to go on the longest revenge spree of all time.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, I think Sony spoke to Nintendo about making the next console. Yep. Nintendo decided no. Sony went, okay, made console.
Yep.
Again, another big divergent in video game history.
So that's why they stuck with cartridges for a while. And Sony went, no, I want to make disc-based, and farted off in that direction. That's where we got that sort of particular split.
Did you know anyone who had a Sega Saturn?
No, I did not. Did you?
Maybe one friend who everyone was like,
are they okay?
You should go and stay in the corner. He was always a very much Sega fanboy.
Okay.
And he carried it on until the end, which is coming soon. Not his end, the end of Sega per se, but spoilers.
He was hit with a Dreamcast.
Yeah, so basically the two main players then were the N64 and the PS1.
Yeah.
Or the PlayStation, for those who want to get finicky.
Yeah, because at that point we didn't know there was going to be more.
No, so just PlayStation.
And then we got more of our 3D polygonal nonsense.
Yeah, it's a weird time to go back and play games of that era because the 3D was just kind of coming into its own a bit more, but the consoles weren't quite there.
Yeah, they didn't really know how to deal with it.
Like 16-bit used it perfectly for the side-scrolling 16-bit graphics, surprisingly. But as soon as you start to put them in 3D, you get something like Star Fox, which looked okay in 16-bit, but then, especially with the PlayStation, which only had 32 bits, and the N64, which had 64, some of the differences were noticeable. But also, because the PlayStation was on a CD, you could get FMV, which is full motion video, on the console, so you could get some actual video content.
And more in the way of audio, so you could get full songs, and you could get more in the way of voice acting. I think one of the standout bits for me that makes it a bit funny is a difference between Tony Hawk's on PlayStation to N64. On N64, you just got small compressed loops of songs.
So on the PlayStation 1, you got the full version of Motorhead Ace of Spades. And on the N64...
And don't forget the Joker. You know, the famous line that everyone sings.
The ace of spades, the ace of spades, repeatedly. No, it was just don't forget the Joker, repeatedly.
Which is really what you want to be hearing, I suppose.
It's very much like the difference between Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation and the N64.
Yes.
Again, night and day. And that was a real big thing when some PlayStation games went to the N64. Noticeably, probably Resident Evil 2 and also Wipeout.
Yeah.
But we are kind of talking about the console wars. We could go into the history of video gaming in the future. Which side were you on?
So at that stage, I didn't own either, but I knew more people with PlayStation than I did N64. And I think at that point, it really did get to where, I guess, Nintendo started to become more of a sort of insular monoculture kind of thing. And it was just like, ooh, Zelda, ooh, Mario things. And that became its identity.
I was for life. I was like absolute die-hard Nintendo at that point. It was like, I remember like we had like my friend had like a poster up in his room. It was like 2 wrongs don't make a right. It was like 2 PlayStations, so 32 plus 32 means 64. And I mean there was some slurs about the PlayStation which aren't suitable for today's culture. Think of things that rhyme with PlayStation. And it was just like, oh, terrible, lame, rubbish, new console, awful. Then about halfway through the life cycle, my friend buys a PlayStation. We're like, this is pretty good. And you start to realise, wait a minute, the N64's got a lot of games for kids.
Yep.
This has Grand Theft Auto. This has Tekken. This has, like...
Twisted Metal.
Violence and swearing, and it's getting pretty cool. We're becoming teenagers. It has Dead or Alive with boobies.
Yep. We're
like, oh, this is pretty cool. But then kind of like, yeah, Conkers came at the end of the N64. We're like, whoa, swearing.
That was pretty great.
But yeah, I was N64 about halfway, then kind of flipped. And I think that was where, for me, a little bit, the kind of schoolyard rivalry started to die a little bit. I think at that point it was becoming more... I think gaming itself was starting to grow up at that point. Because like the PlayStation was becoming so much more of popular culture rather than like this geek nerd thing that was kind of pushed to the back.
Yeah.
So I think the kind of petty rivalries were kind of dying down a little bit, and it was more like, okay, we're gamers now.
Yeah, it become its own thing.
Rather than like bickering between nerds about Star Wars or Star Trek. But yeah, unfortunately, moving on, all wars must have casualty, and with the next...
It sparked up again, I feel.
Yeah, so basically after the Sega Saturn came and didn't really do a great deal. It did, obviously it did, but kind of in our world, on our war front.
Yep.
Nothing.
This particular battle.
The Dreamcast kind of came. One of my friends owned it. No one cared. It died.
To this day, I don't know. Wait, no. I may have played a Dreamcast at like a gaming expo. That is it.
Looking back, a lot of these are hindsight. Like now, I love the Dreamcast. Great console, great arcade machine in the home.
Yes.
Back then, stupid controller.
It was weird. Have you ever tried emulating Dreamcast?
Yes.
It's a faff.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's a strange console, but that's kind of why I love it. Yep. So obviously the two main players then. We had a new competitor.
New kid on the box.
On a very big box. With the Xbox.
Yep.
And for me, at that point I was still N64.
Mm-hmm.
I never got a PlayStation until very late, and I only picked up a handful of games which weren't great.
Yeah. I
just kind of got it because I think it was like Christmas, there was nothing out. It was like, oh, the PS1, tiny PlayStation at Woolworths, like 100 quid, 4 games. I was like, yeah, not bad. Filled a gap until the Xbox came out. I remember going to Electronics Boutique one night, late night shopping, and playing a kiosk of Halo, and I was like, this
slaps.
This is a game changer.
I hope in 25 years I can get a Super HD remake of this.
Imagine what we'll be playing in 25 years. It's like, oh, it's the same game with good graphics. Not that we're very much up for that. Yeah, it absolutely changed for me. I'd started to play a bit of old school PC by that point.
Cool.
So I was like, this is like a PC that doesn't cost thousands of pounds. And it really seemed to be more of a home PC console rather than the GameCube then, which I felt at the time was a bit childish.
It had a weird vibe, didn't
Being a big purple box.
With a carry handle, like a
with a
lunchbox.
Fisher-Price controller.
And its little funny disc.
I'm talking of all the things we thought back then. Obviously, looking back now, we all love the GameCube. It has an incredible library. But back then, it was like, I don't want to play as Mario anymore.
No.
I want to be Master Chief.
Didn't that get Resident Evil 4 way before anything else?
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Like a year and a half before the PlayStation 2, I think.
Mental.
And yeah, I never got into PlayStation 2 at the time.
Really?
Were you?
I was full on PlayStation 2 at that point. I only ever dabbled with Xbox at like System Link things were going around people's friends.
Yeah.
I think the first time ever playing Red Faction. Oh, that's a series that died but was great. That
stuff.
was on Xbox. I remember playing that. That was very fun. But I was fully PS2 at that point.
That was my kind of college years, and we were very much PS2 for Guitar Hero.
Clean.
Xbox for System Link Halo, 2 CRT TVs.
Yeah.
WWF Raw on there. Love the original Xbox. Far Cry Instincts. With the map creator, we made like a map which was basically, once again, had a name which isn't suitable for today's audience. Where basically we made a mountain map where you had to come down it, get to the bottom while being hunted by the predators.
Nice.
It was sick.
That's very fun.
It was probably the best. And also, yeah, it was pretty good. See, I was 100% Xbox then. And that generation, because I was very much at the discovering, going out and drinking, that was very much like something to do while drinking.
Fair.
Or to do when you get back from drinking. Or before drinking. So it wasn't as much time then. I think when I really started... So that was probably the low point of my gaming career, hours per week.
Fair.
Which then kind of came back afterwards with the next gen, where I would say things heated up a bit more.
It got very silly around that point, didn't it?
With the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3s. I mean, that was where gaming started to get into big monies.
Big. I mean, the
Huge
PS3...
money.
When that first dropped, 500?
Yeah, which in today's money is like £7 million.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
And there was no way.
It was... I don't think there were a great deal of early adopters of PS3.
No.
Just because of the price point.
I had nothing to do with PlayStation 3 that entire gen.
I was an idiot and got on at launch. The OG, big, boxy, George Foreman grill looking mother.
And now, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the boy.
I have one.
It is big, and it still occasionally gets updates.
It still does. During this podcast, the PlayStation 3 will sometimes kick into life and update itself for some bizarre reason. Do it now? No.
Like, you're talking about me? I'm still down.
But yeah, I have one of those OG launch ones with its full... Oh my god, it's a thing of beauty. It's full backwards compatible, PlayStation 1, 2 and 3, HDMI, goodness. Looking back now, it's like, oh baby.
And why did it have the Spider-Man font? I don't know, but it looked cool.
Oh, could you bludgeon somebody's death with it?
If you could lift it, yes.
Oh, if it didn't overheat first, or the controller broke.
It had the little flip-up bit with all the different storage you could put in. You could put in like SD cards and other proprietary
It was
gubbins.
the most pimping thing to have on your home media
so
centre.
Cool.
Yeah, I had an Xbox 360.
Fair. Which I did turncoat during the PSN hack.
Yes. Oh,
I ended up getting a 360.
one of the darkest.
Dark times.
I think this is probably where the darkest times come, which we'll get onto in a minute. But yeah, I think I traded in most of my OG Xbox games, which I've since replaced, all of. Nothing horrific. No Dan Mega Drive story, unfortunately. Or fortunately for myself. Yeah, I think I went into Game Station or bought like an Xbox 360, the old school white one with a removable 20 gig hard drive.
Sweet.
With SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 and a little known game called Call of Duty 3.
Whom's to what one? Oh.
And it was also the first time I played online, which must have been crazy for yourself having a PS3.
Yeah, that was... Oh, good lord. For some reason, my household was very late on getting internet, so I had a PS3 for a while before even getting internet.
Yeah.
And then when I jumped on there, it was like, oh, what?
Yeah, but I feel like Xbox Live was way ahead.
Far and away. Even the download architecture was so much better on there.
Oh, Xbox 360 was a dream for like online gaming, downloading DLC, indie games. It was so much better.
Yeah, like the random stuff that would just, the indie things that maybe weren't even properly quality checked, but just popped on there, like
Doritos Crash Course.
That was actually
random stuff like that. It was just, for me, there was absolutely no competition.
Yeah.
And obviously we had the two main kind of big things that happened during that time was the yellow light of death and the PSN hack on PlayStation, where no one could even use their PS3 online for 6 months, was it?
Yeah, it was something mental, really long.
And the yellow light of death, which killed most of those launch. Did it kill yours?
Thankfully, no. Because it was quite later. I got the black elite one a while later.
Oh no, your PS3 launch.
Oh, the PS3. No, that survived for quite a while afterwards. I did end up getting a Slim.
Yeah, which I think most people upgrade to the Slim. I actually mainly use a Slim now because the fats are infamous for overheating.
Yeah, it does sound like a Boeing.
And the thing is, the Xbox 360 decided they would get in on that as well and have the red light of death, which happened to me the day of launch of Resident Evil 5.
Oh.
Got an hour into it playing co-op online. Suddenly my console went, no, dead.
Oh, goodness.
Just absolutely died. And that was that.
That's rude. Dislike.
Yeah, pretty grim. But that was definitely the low point of consoling.
Yes. And somewhere off in the corner, the Wii was getting ground.
Yeah, I'm sure you all
golf.
played Wii Sport and stuff. I did have a Wii. I think everyone got a Wii one Christmas during that time.
I think at some point everyone had at least 2 doors propped open with a Wii.
I think there was more Wiis than there was people. There's probably more Wiis than there was doors as well. But yeah, that was very much a 2-horse race. And then kind of going into the next gen, we had the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One.
Yes, which was one of the stupidest naming choices I've done in a while. But
yeah, the basically the Xbox One, everything they did on the lead up was dumb.
Yep.
It always has to be online. You can't buy second-hand games. You have to have a Kinect camera. It's like, I ain't doing any of that.
Yeah.
All of that can get in the bin.
We're going to alienate all of our fan base. Okay, good for you.
Yeah. It was PlayStation 4 for me until Gears 5 came out. Yeah. And then
I can't remember why I got an Xbox One, but I was PS4 at launch. And then after a while, I was like, sod it, get a one as well.
I think it's when we probably started to get adult money.
I think probably.
So why not both? But yeah, there's not a great deal to say about that. Like, Xbox had a terrible launch. PlayStation had a pretty good launch. PlayStation went really well for ages. Then the Xbox kind of brought out Games Pass. I feel surpassed it.
100%.
I think the Wii U came out and dribbled around.
Yeah, there's 7 people that bought it. I'm sure they had a great time.
Yeah. And I think the Switch came out at the same time.
Yeah, that was during that gen.
That did all right.
Because Nintendo never seemed to go with the regular console cycle. They just kind of go whenever they like.
Yeah, it's trying to remember where they were. Most of the time, Nintendo have always been a bit of a back burner from like halfway through, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But maybe that's more of a back burner to us because evidently, as we've spoken about this very episode, they sold 1 trillion copies of consoles. So
ridiculous. Maybe
we're the wrong. We can't be wrong.
No.
And then obviously we went on to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Again, stupid name. Still get that name wrong to this day. Where did you start?
PS5.
Yeah, I went PS5.
Yeah.
I felt so burnt after the Xbox One. And that's when the PS5 came out. They were like, exclusives!
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa!
No, we've shot a load. No.
Yeah, first half, because I think we're well over halfway through this gen now.
Yeah, everything is like touting end of 2027 now.
Yeah. PS5, first few years, absolute fire. Xbox Series X, first few years, absolute dumpster fire. Then Games Pass came in, was too good to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of seemed to come in when PlayStation didn't have a great deal going on. I was like, Games Pass. Just pay for that every month. I haven't got to get any other games.
Yep.
I think for me, the jumping point was when I saw my brother playing Forza Horizon 4, which now has become one of my favourite games of all time. It's like it's everything I wanted in a racing game. And that was my big lockdown game as well.
Nice.
Because that was a dark time. You know, you had to have a console then.
You needed something to keep the voices at bay.
And that was also when you couldn't buy a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X for love nor money near on.
Yeah, you had to wait for the golden ticket if you'd signed up earlier.
Yeah, or pay like $1,000 for a console, which
Scalpers.
back then seemed crazy in heady years, 5 years ago.
Ugh.
But quite realistic now. But yeah, looking forward, because I feel like now the console wars are essentially over because exclusives were basically the main ammunition all the way through.
Yeah.
It seems like exclusives are slowly dying.
Yeah, I think Forza 6 is going to be on PlayStation.
As like more and more PlayStation games go to Steam as well, or like PC, and we're kind of looking ahead with the architecture of consoles essentially being PCs.
Yeah.
I think the only kind of, like you likened it to earlier, lone Japanese soldier who's still fighting their war is probably Nintendo.
Yeah.
Who just don't give a what about what anyone does.
Yep.
Nintendo's got a Nintendo, and Switch 2 is obviously sold more than anything else.
Yeah, so I guess they're on to something.
So I guess we probably bought the wrong consoles. But let's just play devil's advocate. New console comes out tomorrow. The Switch 3, the PS6, the Xbox 420. Because who knows what the Xbox will be called. What are you buying? What are you buying?
It will certainly be a high price.
It's going to be a grand.
So I think, based on what I've seen so far, I'd probably go Xbox. Because I reckon the outlay is going to be a lot. Because it's going to be more like a PC. But what they've said is they're going to get rid of any sort... Or they're probably going to get rid of the need to pay for online. Because it's going to be more like a PC, so you're going to be able to go to storefronts like Steam and Windows and Epic Games and whatnot, so it wouldn't make sense to have like Xbox Live anymore. So I think probably that.
It's going to be more of a gaming box. This is all hearsay, so in a year or two we could be totally wrong if you are randomly listening to this in the future.
Yeah.
I would probably be the same, or... I don't know.
KFC.
The KFC console. Or the Soldier Boy one. The Steam Deck sometimes seems more tempting by the day.
Very much true.
Steam Deck 2 Electric Boogaloo could really blow everyone out the water.
I think so.
But I feel like if Xbox do what we think they're going to do and basically make the most powerful gaming machine, and I do say gaming machine rather than home console, because the portability doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah, same.
I think it's going to be more about the architecture of the console, and if it can kind of play Steam games and Xbox Studio games, which I think is way more what we're heading towards, I think it could be better, and if Games Pass sorts itself out.
Yeah, if there's sort of a midpoint between high-end PC gaming and console gaming, and that's where it's going, I think that would be a good option, because then you're going to get the best of all worlds.
Because if they're like, say, with a game we've just picked up now, Battlefield 6, if they're like, well, it looks better on the Xbox. Hardcore games are going to go towards it looks better.
Yeah, 100%.
It's what's basically happened over years. If you get the same game, you're either going for exclusives or what looks better.
Yeah, or even just like raw data that doesn't really do a great deal, and like you can see comparisons of, you know, the PS5 Pro on like power saving, non-power saving, HDR this, and they'll go on about the FPS, but the human eye can't tell the damn difference.
Basically, we just want to know which is more powerful.
We want them numbers, yo.
But somewhat ironically, what did you buy Battlefield 6 on?
PlayStation.
And the main reason and the main thing Xbox need to sort out is their online party chat, because at the minute it is party chat. It is awful. The architecture of Xbox Live is one of the biggest downfalls of Xbox in recent years.
How they messed it up when they
PlayStation
were the
Party
gold standard.
system, perfection.
It works.
Any time before now, PlayStation Party, absolute rubbish. Now Xbox, awful.
Yeah, trying to get into a game with people. Nope.
Yeah, it's actually pushed us both to like kind of go to PlayStation for all our online gaming.
I mean, it's really not fun sending someone an invite and knowing they've got approximately 0.3 seconds to hit it before it disappears into the ether and they can't get into the game.
Yeah. But yeah.
Being stupid.
Console wars are probably far from over, but for now, at least we've got a ceasefire.
Yeah, I think we're just going around and we're having our armistice.
Yeah. For now. But we have one last thing to do on the podcast this time, and it is questions from you lovely, lovely viewers. And the first one comes from Maya Emily 2925, and they ask, what is your favourite game or special edition in your games collection? This is where pre-planning would have really come in handy. So I'm a big fan of collector's editions. I like to get the big specials. I think one of my favourites would either be Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition, because it came with a Pip-Boy.
Sassy.
Which is really cool. You can then put your iPhone in it and literally use it to do all the menus in game, which was totally not needed, but totally really cool. So probably either that or the God of War Ragnarok special edition, which came with the hammer, which is over there, which I don't want to reach for because then for you visual viewers, you'll just get a screen full of crotch.
Like that monster.
Yes.
I think mine, very low key, but actually, now that I think about it, was pretty cool. Dishonored 1, and it came with a set of tarot cards.
That is quite a nice set. Is it like a cardboard box?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool collector's edition,
good.
actually. I do like that one. I think the collector's edition is kind of a dying art, sadly, at the moment.
Yeah, it's all just digital art books and gumph. It's like, I want my tat, thank you.
Yes, I want my cool stuff to put on a shelf. Yeah, I don't want digital downloads.
I want a steel book with a little medal in it. Thank you, Black Ops 2. That was very nice of you.
Which leads us on to a really good next question from Neo Sprites, who asks, what is the one game you absolutely wanted but got away?
Has it never got a chance to get, or was Vaporware? How do I answer?
I'm going to go with one. I'm going to kind of take this as one I wish I'd bought sooner, but didn't.
Okay.
And now it's got very hard to get. And it kind of goes well into the special editions. A lot of these are going to be big special editions. I could talk for a whole podcast about retro games I wish I'd bought many years ago when they were like pence.
Yeah.
But I think two main examples I can think of are both special editions. So a couple of years ago on Facebook Marketplace, I had a chance to pick up the Halo Reach Collector's Edition, which has the really nice statue of all 5 Spartans.
Sweet.
And also this Xbox 360 Skyrim Special Edition with the big dragon. I had the option to get both of those for £100.
Ooh.
And I just couldn't get to the person's house quick enough.
Dang it. But at least we have their address, yes?
But yeah, that was one of my big ones I missed out on. Either that, or something I really want. Well, I haven't said this before, but this big space behind me in the games room, I've had this saved for something for a long while. I don't think I've actually ever told anyone this. It's nothing weird. I love Gears of War.
Yes.
And I would really, really like a full-size Lancer.
That would be so cool. And
at one point, they were selling them so cheap. You could like go into Game Station or Game and pick up these Lancers for like, I think they were down to like £20 at some point. And now they're in the hundreds. I just want like, I don't want one to... Don't get me wrong, I would take any Lancer. Retro Lancer, Chainsaw Lancer, any of those, even a Hammerburst.
Yeah.
I don't really like the ones that have the weird skins. I know you can get a bright pink one.
Yeah, no thank you.
And you can get like a gold one. I want the one that looks like it's in game with like the bloodstained chainsaw. That's what I wanted to hang there.
That would be very cool.
Like that side I have the sword from Zelda and like various other things. I have a good collection of Gears of War merch. But I'd love to have a full-size Lancer. I wish I'd bought one when they were cheap. It was just like, I'm never going to have anywhere to put that.
Flash forward. I think mine would either be the special edition of Oblivion that came with the actual metal septim coin.
Yeah.
It's been very cool. Or, even though it was completely over the top, one of the... which one was it? I can't remember which one. One of the Call of Duties that came with an actual remote control RCXD.
It's Call of Duty Black Ops. It's just up there.
What?
Yeah, so that actually comes with an RC car which has a camera on.
It's
fun. Incredibly cool. I like the Call of Duty that came with the night vision goggles. Very fun. I mean, make collector's editions mad again.
Yep.
Make them crazy.
Do all the ludicrous stuff that you're like, I don't need that, but it's cool.
It's like sometimes I forget what's in some of these special editions. I have one up there and I was like, that has a signed John Cena picture in it. It's WWE 2K15. Yeah, signed picture of John Cena. That's super cool. Not digital skin. I feel like to talk about collector's editions in a future episode. We'll do a little bit of show and tell for you visual viewers.
Try and find some examples of the weirdest ones as well.
Oh, I know what the weirdest one is, but that's a story for another time. So we have one final question here from Jam That Turbo. Great username. Is there any time that your collection has felt overwhelming, and what did you do to overcome that feeling?
More shelves, I would assume.
Damn it, you've ruined the punchline. It was... It's add more shelves. Literally, I will stack and run out of room. Add the NES shelves. Just keep adding more shelves. It's not the healthiest answer. Sometimes collecting can be quite unhealthy. There was a time when I was definitely overspending. I definitely have to budget. I definitely have to be slightly more picky with what I pick up now. Okay. I think collecting can be very overwhelming very quickly. I think it can really get out of hand.
Yeah, it can add up quite easily.
I think it's one of those things, as long as it's not affecting your day-to-day life, or like, you know, affecting relationships, stuff like that, like the all joking aside, as long as it's not like having that much of a negative effect on your life, then it's kind of fine. I think sometimes it's very hard to walk the line between collecting and hoarding.
Yes.
Like, I think at one point I had a lot of doubles. And I was like, why have I got like... Or like, I'd sit on stuff and go, oh, I'm going to sell this in the future for like many monies. But then I couldn't barely get in the room.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's when it starts to get... You know, it's not neat in here by any means. But a lot of this is organised chaos you cannot see on the screen. We can see it.
There's many things.
This is organised chaos, and there is a long-term plan, which I will be discussing first on a Discord, which you can join in the link below.
It's exciting.
But yeah, we have got big news coming. It's just, sometimes you just got to kind of look at your collecting and really think about it.
Yeah. But
it is a tough one. Yeah, and, you know, I'm very lucky to have the space I have, but it is a finite space. It is running out. I have become more picky with what I pick up. But yeah, I still would like a giant Lancer. But, yeah, that's about all the time we have left this time. Stay tuned. We do have some special podcasts coming up in the next few weeks. So keep an eye. We did our Halloween special last week, so go back and check that out if you haven't already. And the next episode will be our Call of Duty Black Ops 7 special, where we are going to try and hammer through that campaign in 7 days so you don't have to. It's been really annoying now, so I want to play Battlefield instead.
Yeah, kind of. I started the campaign on that yesterday. It's good.
I'm feeling I'm going to do the Battlefield, Call of Duty one first, then play it as like a palate cleanser. But we need to get on with our gaming. So if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button on YouTube, hit that follow button. Make sure you download the episodes each fortnight. It really helps out. Leave a review or a comment wherever you're watching. Remember, the podcast drops every other Friday wherever you get your podcasts, and the visual version drops on YouTube if you want to watch us and look at the perplexed look on our faces most of the time. And of course, follow me on YouTube for new videos every Saturday night at 5, as well as bonus content throughout the week. And me just talking more about gaming, just with slightly less Dan.
50%.
But hope you enjoyed this episode. It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
And as always, keep playing the game. See you soon.